Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm out on a ride to the office and I want to bring you guys along. This is going to be my usual route, and as you can see the trails are super dry. We've been having some really good weather here in the UK and it's just been fantastic, to be honest. And yeah, I just want to bring you guys along to show you the different sections and how the ride changes. So I'm just going to talk through the different terrains that I ride, and then you can at least see where the S18 or the Kingsong S18 really shines. So on this section I basically come down from a backcountry road, and the route is about 30% road and the rest is all gravel path. On that section coming down from the tar road, it's very bumpy, it's very hard pack, and this is also, if it starts raining, it just becomes a slip sliding all over the place. But as you can see, it's nice and dry, and it's and I can get some speed to get into the office without any issues. So my ride is a 10k ride, 10 mile ride into the office, and then 10-mile ride back. So it's perfect. It is exactly 10 miles every time from when I leave my home till I stop in front of the office. It is sort of like a smidgen over 10 miles, and so it's perfect for testing. I can go back and forth. That's how I did my Sherman testing, and sort of also my Kingsong S18. Now, what I did find, and it was quite interesting, the Kingsong S18 and the range is just so much better when the weather is warmer. So this is about 17 degrees. That's this specific morning, and yeah, the range just is really good. So going back to this is the section where I go underneath the bridge. This is the M4 motorway in the UK, and this is a nice little flowy section through the trees and whatever. Again, I try and keep a good speed, a good highish average speed, compared to going too fast, having to slow down too quick, going too fast, and slowing down too quick. It just breaks that whole flow. So if I tone the speed down a bit and just keep a constant flow, especially here around this one corner, you'll see now, I think it's this corner here. You know, there's usually dog walkers, cyclists that also fly around the corners, and if you can't see them because it's so overgrown, as you can see, well, we're in spring, so the just everything just grows like mad here in the UK, and it just closes everything up. So you need to be aware of your trail looking forward, and also and just sort of making sure that the trail hasn't changed from the previous ride to the one you're on at the moment. So this little section is a gravel path. This is close to a where the guys do a lot of fishing and so forth, but this is full of potholes. So it's usually once a year they fix this path because it doesn't get used a lot, and so it gets really driven out with all the cars and whatever, and it doesn't get maintained, so it's super bumpy. They did fix a few of the holes, and with loose gravel. So the problem with that is as soon as it's very dry and you hit that with not a knobby tire, you can get a bit of a wobble on, and then you can come off. So again, not really keen to come off in the mornings on the way to work. But yeah, this little section is just nice and fast, but again, you can't see around the corners, so you have to slow it down a little bit, keep wide so I can see around the corner for oncoming cars, because the cars really drive up here with boats connected to it, or they're not really expecting anyone from the front. I was also coming around the corner, and there was two guys on push bikes, and they were riding next to each other. That's perfectly fine, but they didn't expect me and I didn't expect them, so I went sort of right onto the side. It was for me easy to actually navigate out of the way, but they couldn't get out of the way. So it was quite interesting. It was, you know, it's not that easy and nimble to consume a small area of space when you're on a bike, because it's just bigger. Yeah, just drop the Insta 360 a little bit lower so you can see the tire and the road conditions. But really cool. Yeah, I slipped through this little section here. Quickly through there. This little section as well, in the winter it becomes a mud pool, so you have to keep you on the right hand side, and then yeah, there's some water there as well, but you keep you on the left side. Again, water, cars and trucks come here from the front, so you need to be aware. So that little section was tar, and then I get into this little section where it's sort of a cycle path going to the main canal path, and this is super tight from all the stinging nettles and stuff. So again, that's why I wear my motorbike trousers, and I always try to cover up my arms. Well, I'm in my work shirt, so it just keeps the stinging nettles and stuff off you. But yeah, it's a nice little section. Again, when the trails are dry, it's so nice to ride, because you can really pick up speed. You can just get that real flow ride out, and it just makes it so nice. Now, just another thing, I haven't been riding with my motocross goggles on the helmet, and I'm riding with sunglasses. So now what I find with the sunglasses, you see, they go from light to dark, and the dark is too dark and the bright works perfect, but the change of light and dark makes it so hard to see, especially if you're going at a fair speed. You don't have to go. I'm not talking about 30 miles an hour. I'm talking about like 20 to 22 miles an hour. That quick change from bright to very dark in the forest just makes it really hard to actually see. So I've ordered me a pair of cycling glasses that basically changes the tint to the conditions. So if it's very bright, it goes dark. It doesn't go too dark. The guys have been saying it sort of goes dim, and then when it's very dark, it goes clear. So I'm looking forward to them to check them out, because that might help. It's just basically wearing glasses is just good for dust, stones, flies. Next to this canal, there's like these groups of flies and like gnats and stuff. They just hang around in like this big bunch, and it's just really it's just absolutely insane. So having glasses is just great, and it protects your eyes. You know, it's just like if you suffer from hay fever or anything like that, having a set of glasses, it just keeps all the pollen and stuff out of your eyes, makes such a big difference. But this is a nice little section, again, nice and open. This is right next to the canal, just making sure if I can see far ahead of me, I open the taps a bit. If I can't see far ahead, I slow down. Just because people walk with headphones in as well, and they don't really hear you. Firstly, it doesn't matter if I make a noise with my wrist guards or whistle or anything. Walking with Apple AirPods or headphones on, people don't really care. So yeah, I give some give way to a cyclist, and this is sort of the nice thing about, again, riding an electric wheel or electric e-bike. For you to stop and start is not a problem. For other people to stop and start, it's always a problem. They detest this, especially like the guys cycling in the mornings. They just don't like it, and they just grind past you like a demon. It's absolutely bizarre. So I just slow down, let them past, and then I speed up again. yeah, the other thing as well, dogs. I must say, I was thinking the other day, what would be the most sort of the most fear thing that would happen to me on an electric unicycle? And it's quite interesting. People would think it would be a cutout, but it's not. It's for me, and where I live here in the UK and the trails that I'm riding is people, and probably the most a thing that I'm worried about when it comes to falling on an electric unicycle is going to be dogs, because man, you can yes, you can be the quickest stopper, or the quickest the most agile rider, whatever, but when a dog runs out from a side path on this path that I'm on now, you have absolutely zero chance of navigating it around the dog or not hitting the dog. Now, on this section of the trail is nice and open, but to the left there, or to my right, there's a walkway into like a reserve area, and the guys just, because you can't see the path, they just walk out in front of you. And it's happened so many times. There's two exits from that area, and the guys just walk out. Dogs is not on leads. Again, I don't really worry about it. The owners need to sort of make sure that their dogs are good, but you can't control that. The other morning as well, I just got onto the trail, and a lady was getting out of her car, and the dogs just ran out. Two of them ran out in front of me. Luckily, they basically ran past the wheel, but just like it was probably about 5 centimeters away from my front wheel, the dogs ran past me, and I'm like, whew, man, oh man, this is not good, because if they strike you, or if you drive into them or ride into them, you have no chance. You're gonna get sideswiped, T-boned the dog, boom, job done on the floor. So that's pretty much my biggest fear. It's just absolutely getting wiped out by a dog, a cyclist probably number 2, and then just a walker, because those 3 are for me the most that I'm most worried about on electric unicycle, because man, you're gonna fall hard, and especially if you go into someone, you're probably hurt them. Oh yeah, the other thing that I want to mention, like cyclists coming around the corner. Now, usually the basic rule is you keep left and they keep left, and you can pass each other. Now, the previous day on this ride, I had 2 guys coming from the front, and they were adamant to pass me on my right, and I was just like, come on guys, this is, if you kept left, then we could have just passed each other without stopping and not knowing where everyone goes to. But again, if someone forces you to go, then you need to jump to the other side. Then the next day, on I think it was on this ride, or the next day's ride, there was a lady that came from the front, and I was just like looking, but she was in the middle of the road, and she just didn't know which side she wants to go. So she went off the road. I went sort of towards her as well. It's like absolutely chaos. So she jumped off her bike. I stopped, because I can just stop. I don't really have to jump off. But it just creates that confusion. So if everyone just comply with the normal basic rules of keeping left so everyone can pass, especially on such narrow paths, it would be awesome. But yeah, this little section as well, a lot of dog walkers, cyclists, people getting to work. But yeah, this is my ride, guys. End of it. Getting close to the office safely. I sort of take a deep breath and said, bam, made it to the office, and super happy. But I hope you enjoyed it, and you liked the video. Please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.